This is a new one. Alright.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dutch Oven. I'm here with Sholdy, and as always, I'm your host, Giggle Fists. Yes. So that was gonna be my other possible title for this podcast was the Dutch Oven.
The Dutch Oven.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I mean, yeah.
I fully believe we're gonna get really, really gross. Alright, so last time we touched upon a lot of stuff. We were talking about sex. Got really gross, got really awkward.
A little cringy.
Yeah, and we were mostly talking about, like, shit during childhood. We mentioned, I mentioned that we had the mysterious box of sensational pleasures that was gifted to us by my aunt and probably other people too. She probably ended up with a bunch of people.
Oh my god, what if it's like one of these things where like the box gets passed down and like but the last person that had it has to add something to it so that at the end it's like
yeah, it'd be like, I don't know, like a chain letter. That'd be pretty funny.
It's got a little bit of everyone's essence in there.
That's gross. That is absolutely disgusting. So no, we touched on it, and it was just this box. She gave it to us. It had a bunch of VHS tapes. Most of them were not porn. So I guess my mother, scanning the surface of this, might have just gave it to us. It's like, oh, what do you got there? Ninja Turtles? That's nice. You got Cinderella? Cool. Fatal Attraction? Wait a minute.
The deeper you go, like the darker it gets.
Yeah, no. So yeah, we just took it up there. And that was the other thing. Like, we were very much aware that what we had was illicit contraband. So we literally came up with, like, a method to lock. Like, our bedroom door did not have a lock on it. And at one time it was our mother's bedroom door, so that was, like, a problem, too. But we'll get into that later. But, yeah, so we called it, like... So, basically, one of the tapes was labeled Rambo 3. It wasn't, like, an official copy of Rambo 3. It was, like, someone made a bootleg of Rambo and just recorded that and a bunch of other...
It wasn't Rambone, was it?
No.
Okay.
Just said Rambo 3. I mean, I don't know if there's a Rambone 3. But, yeah, so basically one day and this is kind of how we discovered that there was porn in the box, really. We're trying to watch Rambo 3. Some of my older cousins, once again. And, the beginning of the movie starts out like any Rambo movie. He's in L.A. riding a motorcycle with a helmet. And I was like, wait a second.
1 second. Sorry. I just want to get a visual on this box, though. Like, before we go any further, like, what are the dimensions? Like, how many tapes are inside of this thing?
There had to be at least 50 or 60 tapes.
So this is a big box.
Yes. No. It's about, I don't know, 3.5 feet tall and probably the same amount wide.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was fucking huge, man. It was almost a perfectly square box, and it was absolutely filled with VHS tapes. VHS tapes were massive in themselves.
Oh yeah.
So if that was DVDs, there'd be hundreds in there.
Yeah.
But thank God, no.
All right.
But yeah,
continue the Rambo.
So yeah, like any Rambo movie, it takes place in L.A. and he's on the beach. So, and that was the other thing that none of the action started. It just seemed like it was this really cheap movie, and we thought that it was like someone had literally made like a bootleg copy of Rambo, or because I had never seen Rambo 3, or I couldn't differentiate at the time which Rambo was which. Right? I was like, this is did they replace Sylvester Stallone as the actor for this? So I'm just like, we're watching it, I was like, this is just lower quality than the previous 2 entries in this series. Third grade self. And then, there's a cock. I was like, Rambo is not a love story. But no, so yeah, we had, movies like that. We had Rambo 3 that was like Smooth as Silk, which was about, and
Sounds
this is
terrible.
Yeah, well, this is like the early 90s, so a lot of this porn took place in like the 80s and the 70s.
I like my porn to have like whimsical names.
Well, Smooth as Silk was a themed porno.
Oh.
It was basically about shaving.
Alright.
Shaving the genitalia area.
Gotcha.
Which was, you know, that wasn't really a thing.
That's not my thing at all.
Oh, you like the full-on Hammurabi?
Oh.
Downstairs?
I meant like, I'm not gonna like watch a porn of someone shaving someone else's junk or whatever.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah. That's
well, no.
right,
It wasn't like a fetish video. It was more like, you know,
But I do like hairy vaginas.
I don't mind. I don't mind some. If it's too
not like a bush.
Yeah, if it's
even
too
though
crazy,
I don't mind a bush.
If that thing has like topographical information, like, you know, it's got an elevation and it, then I have a problem with it. If it obscures the view and or, you know, it is mixing with my mustache and getting in the way of things, then I have a problem with it.
Like you're down there munching on some rug and like you've just got pubes all over your forehead.
I'm thinking
and your
more like
eyelashes. Like
no, I'm thinking I'm down there and I'm, you know, munching some rug and I've accidentally braided my beard.
And now you're trying to separate and you just
yeah. No, because that's definitely gonna be painful. You ever ripped out a pube?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, don't. I tweeze. I don't shave. I tweeze.
Oh no!
Imagine.
No.
So no, Smooth as Silk. It was just basically some people were shaving and some women weren't. Right. So like I remember there was one and
so it just sounds like nothing. It's just
no,
some of them were shaving, some of them weren't. You know.
But that was the thing. You're forgetting. Like in the 90s and the 80s and 70s. Pornos like had to have like a story for some fucking reason. So like, you know, a guy comes in there and he sees like a naked chick and she's like, "Hey there, big boy, you want some of this?" And he's like, "Not really." She's like, "What?" He was like, "That's way too hairy. You need to shave that." So then they like shave it and then he like eats it and he likes it. And then there was another girl that she was, I guess, just like smooth as silk. And he was like, "Oh man, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen," or something like that. You know,
is it like a Jenna Jameson movie or something?
I don't know. I think this is before Jenna Jameson.
Whoa.
Yeah. Everyone had feathered hair.
Oh.
You know, looking like flock of seagulls and shit.
So this is like Theo Choncho's fucking box of fucking porn.
Yeah, well, I'm saying this is like the early 90s, and it was free VHS tapes. Like, well, the thing was, by the time we got it, you know, it was the mid-90s, I guess.
Yeah, but this must have been passed down for a couple generations.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, I imagine that whoever acquires porn, like, especially in my family, a lot of them did so because it was free.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, you went to, like, someone's bachelor party and they had some stupid tape, like, called Smooth as Silk.
Yeah.
Or Cockbuster Video.
There was like...
That's a real one, though. That one... I missed that VHS tape.
The porn climate was way different back then. Like, you couldn't just go on your phone or go on a fucking computer and look at porn. It wasn't, like, prevalent.
You had to go to a place. You had to be embarrassed. I mean, granted, most of the other people that were there for the same reason, so... But... You know, that place was, you know, on the side of the fucking highway. Like, let's say someone fucking drove past, or like they were across the other side at the strip mall getting Dunkin' Donuts, and I saw, you know, Billy Blowjob going into the porno store. You know, that gets around town. That
You've
guy
got to
likes
wear like your whole fucking rain jacket. It's hot as fuck, but you're wearing like a full
sunglasses.
Piece of, sunglasses, a hat that covers everything, maybe a wig.
One of those Groucho Marx noses. Yeah, just got to be disguised. But no, like, so I imagine like people you just acquire it, and that's how we did it when we were kids. Like that was the only way you could get it. They're not selling us porno until. And here's where we get really weird. Until I discovered, like, Chinatown. Chinatown has no scruples on age. And to be honest, I'm not even sure if they were really aware of what they were selling. Right? So, you know, when I started getting into my teen years, I discovered something called hentai.
Yes.
All right. Now, when you're 12 years old, all right, and you walk into a store and you see, you know, a Dragon Ball Z tape featuring Sailor Moon.
You're like, what? This is the best mashup ever.
And he's like, what's that? And you know, and you're gonna think that's great. But imagine, you know, just discovering that there existed, especially when you're 12. You know, basically when I was 12, my two favorite things were Japanese cartoons and fucking porno.
And this is half porn, so I can't relate.
And this is a combination of those two things. I don't know if you ever went through a hentai phase.
I did, yeah. One of our friends, a mutual friend, introduced me to it. I think it was Twin Dolls was my first.
I know exactly who you're talking about. He and I share a name, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Giggle Fits and I'm Giggle Fist. But yeah, yeah, so my first one was Yorotsuki Doji.
What is that one? Is that
The
Overfeed?
Legend of the Overfeed.
Yeah, I didn't see that one till much later.
Well, I haven't seen it in a long time. Supposedly it's actually a good anime. The first one.
The porn parts are like few and like far in between, but there's actually a story and there's like action and shit.
Well, the thing
there's
that
just dick monsters.
Yeah, the thing that I remember was the art style was actually good.
Yeah,
like
it was.
They were very well detailed dick monsters.
Yeah, all those throbbing beans everywhere. Yeah,
the tentacles. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck that roar was about. But yeah,
that's
so it was just like
roar.
a combination of two, you know, your two favorite things. And like I said, I don't know if, you know, they were just, in Chinatown, they were just selling bootleg anything. Like, I had, like, these Japanese rips of games that, you know, weren't supposed to work on the PlayStation.
Our friend also had a lot of those,
Yeah.
and that's where I got introduced to that stuff.
Yeah.
Where you had to, like, open it up, take the disc out, then put it back in a certain amount of time. Yeah.
So I'm fairly certain that they had no idea what they were selling. It's not like the guy behind the counter, like, is the guy who orders the shit. He just gets a big box and he puts it out there. But it definitely said "not for children" on it. And as I walked up to the fucking counter, like I remember looking at it, I was like, "Crap! This actually says "not for children" on it."
Damn.
And I was wondering
am I gonna do?
if he was gonna sell it to me. And I went up there and I bought it for $10, and that was great.
All right.
Best
purchase of your child life.
Well, no, that was a revelation for me, like just in general, because I was kind of a big kid. When I was 12, I wasn't this tall, but I was easily like, you're 5'9".
You're one of the bigger kids.
Yeah, you know, you could tell I was a kid, but maybe to an untrained foreign eye, I just looked like some, you know.
He's like, that's a kid, right? No, kids aren't that big.
Yeah, there's no way. He's just really, really taking care of himself.
He's been taking his moisturizer every day.
Yeah, he's been lotioning. All right, so I think we're gonna make this one a little bit shorter.
All right.
Maybe break them down just into smaller pieces. So we're gonna sign off, and we'll see you next time on the Shmegmanomicon, or Dutch Oven, whichever you prefer.